Spiderman.
Spiderman. I don't get tired of saying it. I walk around my house saying it. My wife and I will make eye contact and one of us will just shout it. Try it on for size. Say it. Say it a few times yourself. And while you do that, enjoy the teeny weeny spider tights so clingy and obscene, you'd think he'd web a larger bulge, particularly in this scene. Because this is Redeye Reviews. We start with the man whose facial tumor is far too large and metallic to ignore anymore.
コンピューターの計算通りいけば必ず死ぬわ
Staring off into nothing as most evil overlords his age tend to do. The baddies decide to write a book on how to defeat the emissary from hell that is Spiderman. His pelican goons proceed to run a series of Scantron tests in preparation for this year's SATs. Hey kids, here's a fun trick. If you fill in that little bubble marked key, you will in fact get every answer correct. Now go enjoy public school knowing you learned nothing.
Spiderman 死亡6月4日
So, Spidey sees in the paper that he is dead, which, comes as a bit of a surprise because he doesn't feel dead. At least not physically. On the other side of the lake, the creature from the Black Lagoon's crackhead cousin shows up. He gets in a game of Marco Polo, but this time they play for keeps. He even does it again later. And at this point, it is all but confirmed that this creature just really likes to blue ball some horny couples from banging around his lily pads. Seeing the couples in distress, Spider-Man gets his suit thrown at him from his unknown assistant. And if I had to choose a side, this is by far the best superhero costume change ever. Hey, Iron Man, eat your heart out.
Spiderman の目は暗闇でも見える透視能力がある
So, our boy sees the creature. He gives chase to old Greg. Turns out if you crawl around a shaft long enough, you end up behind bars. Professor Evil Guy is like, "Oh, hello, little fly. I've got your diary. And if you don't give up, I'm gonna read all of your Mary Jane fan fiction for the world to hear." Spider-Man acts out, and then he is disciplined like any 90s child should be.
おふざけだよ人の命を何て思ってやがる運命の書によれば
He recoils as if this is the first time a parent figure has dared strike him. Kids, back in my day, the teachers carried paddles, and you would get your butt spanked black and blue. And yeah, that is a real thing. So, now we begin the ultimate cage match. A man in a kinky spandex suit versus the boy that learned how to paper mache recently and has just really let the hobby consume his life.
地獄からの使者スパイダーマン
I also don't know why the villains are at a table like a couple of American Idol judges. Nor do I understand why they have a wrestling starting bell. I'm also going to completely ignore the fact that they felt the need to class up the place with a nice linen tablecloth. Honestly, the whole event is rather lovely. The Pelicans, hurting for any good entertainment, tried their best to be excited without accidentally knocking over the very flimsy set design. At this point, Spidey begins to realize that the cage might actually be made of cardboard. And he runs away. He tries to continue running, but that sushi from craft services must have sat out a little too long in the sun, and his stomach cramps really hard.
全てが夢に出てきた通りだ。
Spiderman. Spiderman.
So how will our man survive? He is clearly poisoned and he might not have much time to live.
もう一月で俺はあの世へ送られていたモンスター教授。
The doctor arrives just in time. You know, just in time to let gravity do all the healing.
拓也はスパイダー星人の血を受けて普通では考えられない回復能力を持っている。
That makes sense. The poison must have just fallen right out of him. But while resting, he has a dream of his Gumby, floppy body falling down a waterfall.
夢の通りになった。夢の転落が今日起こるとすれば、この部屋から出なければいい。今日一日出なければ。
Breaking every bone in his fragile little spider body. So learning that his friend has been kidnapped by the bird brains,
スパイダーマシン。
he hops in the absolutely cutest little car. He stealthily tiptoes around their base, at one point just casually killing a person. Which is really rather sad if you think about how much these little minions get paid. He bursts into the room. He begins the fight. Those mushrooms he took earlier really making him just bug the hell out. He climbs up on the ceiling. He starts tweaking like a madman. The fight leads them outdoors, where he treats the pelicans like a pimp treats ladies of the night. Yeah, well, that'll teach him to come home with just pocket change. Then, this point marks the beginning of this poor actor being waterboarded for the rest of the show. I don't know if you guys understand how tight-fitting masks work, but wet spandex does not make breathing work so good.
奇跡の熊の糸だ。なんだ。
The more you know. I bet this guy still has nightmares from doing these scenes. Well, I mean, at least it's a good thing the stuntman never got any credit for doing this show, so totally worth it. He begins fighting that sea bass that found a Planet Fitness membership. Eventually, the two take a quick smoke break. Both of them fondly remembering that 2-year period where everybody thought smoking hookah was super cool. You know, we all thought we could do smoke-blowing tricks, but it always just looked like a giant cloud of insecure teenager. Until finally the two decide fighting small just isn't fun anymore. Old Greg with a snorkel mask decides he's tired of losing at this size, so now it's time to grow 200 feet tall and then lose at that size. And for the first time in this show's running, we actually decide to push some of those other buttons inside the robot. They gotta try out some new attacks. I mean, sure, one of the attacks is just wrapping him in a rope while he does that MC Hammer dance. But at least they're trying new things. Until, of course, he throws his magical cheat code and he ends the battle. Back at the base, Professor Hasbro has finally finished his first book in several years, and now he feels the need to tell everybody that he is an avid reader. But that is it. Next time, we almost fall off a roof. We fight a giant ostrich whose suit is somehow already dirty despite having never seen him before. And this little boy runs a half-mile while his eyebrows attempt to throw off his sense of balance. Find out next time on Spiderman. And now, let's head on over to Redeye Reacts. Okay, we are 4 episodes in, and it is still the same climbing footage. They clearly only filmed this one time.
人の命を何と思ってやがる！運命の書によれば
Oh, Father, you struck me. That is it. Thank you for watching. As always, thank you to my Patreon community. Everybody on this list is awesome. They just voted for a pretty good movie. I'm not going to ruin it for you. It's going to come out next week. If you want to support the channel like they do, I have a link in the description to do just that. I have a Discord down there, and I have a merch store down there. I will see you next time, and until then, stay happy and stay healthy. Staring off into nothing as most evil overlords his age tend to do.